Hey guys, I'm back at it again with another hero deck profile. So as a lot of you probably know that there's a new Vision Hero deck that came out. So I decided to have spice up my deck with the new Vision Hero support, and I kind of want to show you guys what I kind of came up with. So without further ado, let's go to the main deck. So to start off with, one, two, three Vision Hero Ferris. So this card is stupid good. You can pretty much he starts off all your plays, so you just special him from your hand by discarding a hero card, and then you're able to get a Vision Hero card into your spell or trap zone. That's going to be increase unless you brick, and once you have increase, you're able to tribute a hero monster on the field, and sometimes that's fair. Sometimes you already have another hero monster, and then you're able to get them on the field, and you're able to special Vision Hero Vion, and then pretty much you could go off from there. So literally, it gets you two monsters on the field with Malicious Engrave or dumping Shadow Mist or whatnot. So it's so good, and he really starts all the plays. So I find three is the perfect number to run him because you want to see him in your hand. So with the ratios of the Vision Heroes, I find that 3-2-2, like what a lot of people are doing right now, is probably the best. So you also have two increase. So this is the one that you special from the spell or trap zone, and then you get your Vion. So you run two of those. So these are the nice new secret ones as well too. So Vion again, really good card. Not really much you have to say else about it. He's your foolish burial. Puts any hero you want in the graveyard. He gets your polymerization. Vion's good. Two Solid Soldier. So this card's still good. You don't have to rely on it being your combo starter now. Like you have Ferris. Ferris is what pretty much gets your plays going as well. And then if that gets Ash, you can go, hopefully you have Solid Soldier. You can go in your Solid Soldier plays. So still a good card. You can use him as extended with polymerization, like situationally. You could use him to special your Shadow Mist and then hopefully get your Mass Change. Nothing's different. So it's still a great card. Two Shadow Mists. I find this is the perfect amount where you don't break. You don't want to really see it that much in hand, but if you actually seeing one in hand is fine, but you don't want to see both of them in hand. So because you want to at least have one for like dumping later, right? So still a really good card, especially you get your Mass Change. Dump it, you get your Search. So nothing's changed with that too. Two Malicious, unfortunately, still at two. Hopefully Konami will come to your senses and bring it to three. Gonna probably have to hit like Dark Warrior, Orcus, and stuff because those guys are gonna try to abuse this. I'm guessing that's why Konami doesn't want to get on that spiel again. But still a good card. He's your extender. You could use him as material for your polymerization to get your Destiny Hero fusions. Great extender as well too. Nothing really left to say about that. One Stratos. So this card is really good in this deck now because you could search Ferris and then go off on your plays. So he's a combo starter. It's a really good card. And then in this deck, you can actually spam a lot now with the Vision Hero. So a lot of times they have like 3 or 4 monsters in the field. Normal this guy, and you pretty much Harpy Feather dust your opponent with spells and traps. So really good card. So he destroys spells and traps, and then he also, pretty much you can get your Honest Neos or whatever hero you want. Plasma, you can get your Ferris and just go off into plays from there. One Disc Commander, so I use them usually for Fusion Destiny, and also when you special him from the grave with either Monster Reborn or Cross Crusader, you get a draw 2. Nothing really left to be said about that. Still a good card. One Draw Hand. People are still on the fence with this guy. Like, I kind of like him. He's decent. To be honest, if Malicious goes to 3, this guy is probably on the chopping block. But still a really good card. When you dump him, you get to bring him back so you get another body. You don't have to give your opponent the draw. I like to give my opponent the draw, one, to have Darklaw on the field, or if I can go into Shadow Mist and Darklaw, I usually put this guy in and then hopefully get him and then rip a card from my opponent's hand. So it's kind of niche, but also when you have when you go into dominance, you send that. Like if you send this commander and like I don't know what else, whatever one you have, you literally go +3. So I think it's still worth running. One Dynatech. So this is pretty much for the boost in the grave. So you literally boost Dystopia and you have your pop from there, or boost any Destiny monster. But most of the time, you usually boost Dystopia. I rarely use his hand trap ability where it kind of like protects you from well, not really protect. Like you take 1,000, your opponent takes 1,000, right? So it protects you from getting OTK'd. So I rarely use that. It's very situational, but usually use it for Dystopia. I still running this. I find it's really good for OTK still. Like when the new Evil Hero Malicious Bane comes, I'm probably gonna drop this for like the Adjuster Gold or whatnot. But for now, I think he's still worth running. I like him. Like when you dump him off of for dominance and then get him back, like you can pretty much OTK your opponents. So still a really cool card. And he's like anime as fuck, so might as well. Plasma, because we Aster Phoenix over here. Amazing card, skill drain on legs. Pretty much you can get a really, you can make him even easier in this build because of Ferris. Like Ferris is a 1-card plasma as well too. Like you can just do so many good things with Ferris. And before this guy was like, oh, he's not worth the resource, but he's so easy to make in this deck. You might as well. And a lot of opponents have problems with having their effects negated. So definitely worth running. I find he's amazing, and you can get him on the field with there's like 2-card combos I have in my combo vid, 2.5 combos where you can get him and Dystopia, and it's tough for your opponent to out because you have a Trident and then you have a skill drain. So what are you gonna do? One on Sneos, like I still like him. He's like searchable with E-Call or like Stratos or even your Cross Crusader if you want to like, tribute something and add him to your hand. Like definitely worth running as a hand trap. Rarely I normal summon uses other effect. You usually use them to protect your Dark Law and your Plasma or any of your other big hero monsters. And then for the hand traps, I usually run 2 Ash Blossoms because it hits all the decks, and your opponents usually need to draw, and then it hits Mermaid or Gazelle, and then hopefully your opponent cries and they don't have Call by the Grave. Now on to the spells and traps. 3 Fusion Destiny, broken card. Like he's so good. Like pretty much you get your Dystopia, Dangerous, you get your Dominance. You could do whatever you want. It's like it's Foolish Burial for 3, and then because you run so many cards that have graveyard effects, like it just makes your plays. It's a 1-card combo. You can't depend on it too much, but like when you have it, it's like usually you win if you know what you're doing. 3 Mass Change, self-explanatory. You play Darklaw, Armkey, Mass Heroes, so you need those cards. You need these cards, and it also dodges like impermanence and all that. So, and dodges you from being targeted. So, it's protection as well too. Like really good card. 2 E-Call. I only run 2 because you run this, so that's your 3rd E-Call. Pretty much. He searches any so you can use this also to search Honest Neos as well too. But I usually use them to search Solid Soldier or Shadow Mist to go into your Dark Law shenanigans. So still really good cards. And I find it's even better now because you can just search Stratos and you can go into Ferris plays, so and then go off from there. So it's like a 1-card combo also as well too. 2 Call by the Graves because I find that 3's a bit cloggy. You don't want to see more than 1 in your opening hand. So I find 2 is fine because you'll be able to see it and it won't get in the way of your other combo starters, your other big power play cards, so your other power cards. So just I find that 2 is fine. Just so if you have in your hand, you can just pretty much go off because most likely if you have Call by the Grave, you could just stop your opponent's like interruptions and just pretty much go off in your Ferris plays, right? So definitely I think 2 is the number to run. 2 super polys because you have targets. You have dangerous. You have starving venom fusion dragon, and you also have adoration. You can go for game as well too. So really, really good card I find. And then one hero lives, the Saki one of. That's one of your power cards. So you see this card, and hopefully you can use it to bait your opponent. So an interruption, or you could just go for game and try to get your Dark Claw on the board. So amazing card. Hopefully Konami brings it to at least 2 back, but we'll see. Okay, so one polymerization. It's searchable. You can get it with Vion. I definitely think it's you play lots of fusion cards in your deck. It's self-explanatory, and it's searchable off of Vion. One Monster Reborn because it's a power card, and then you could also special summon Discommander, Shadow Mist, get your mass change, get your draw 2, get whatever power card you have or your opponent has. So again, self-explanatory. 2 impermanence because I find it hits all the opponent's decks the most right now. So it hits Orcus, hits Salads, hits the Gazelle, it hits the Mermaid. When you see impermanence, like, you're pretty happy because you're able to at least do stuff on your opponent's turn. So now to go off into the extra deck. So let's see what we have over here. Okay, so obviously to start off with 2 Dark Claws. He's the boss monster, Macrocosmos on legs. You get him and then your other boss monsters in the field, and you're pretty much sitting pretty. You protect him with Honest Neos. He's hard to get over, and you're in this format right now. Graveyards are important, and he's like he's causes a lot of problems for those decks. So again, don't really have to say much about him. One Anki because he enables OTK plays, and he gets another mass change so he can go into Dark Claw. And then you can also attack directly as well too in these weird situations where you can't get over monsters as well too. You can go for game. 2 Cross Crusaders because this is our new Isolde. Really good card. You could pretty much get any D hero back in the grave. We play quite a bit of D heroes in this deck. So and then he's amazing, and you can go into Dread Decimator. You can link climb to that, and then you can also tribute any D hero that you get back, and then or just have in the field, and then search any hero monster that you want. So he's your Isolde pretty much, and he pretty much generates a lot of your plays, and he gives you those arrows as well too. So definitely a really good card still. One Dystopia. He's your Trident when his attack is changed. So there's a lot of ways to change your attack, whether you just have Honest Neos, you have Dread Decimator, or even have Dynatag Engrave. So there's a lot of ways to pop your opponent's cards, and it's any card, even on your opponent's field. So really good card, I find. One Dominance. Dominance, he's still a good card, I find. Like, definitely not as good as it was in the last format, but I find, like, because you're really mostly going to go into Dystopia. But Dominance, I find, is good when you're trying to OTK your opponent and trying to get through some interruptions. So if your opponent has, like, a lot of back row and stuff, you get Dominance. Then if he tries to mirror force you or try to destroy you and all that stuff, you just get the Destiny heroes that you pitched earlier, and then you just get to span them on the field and then pretty much go off into hopefully OTKing your opponents, or at least building advantage. And then he also has your has that effect where you get to take a look at your top 5 or your opponent's top 5, so you can mess up your opponent's top deck as well too. So really, really good card, I find still. One Dangerous. This card I find is really good. He's a 1-card plasma as well too. When you Fusion Destiny him, and he's got like a reprint. He's nice and ultra now, so I definitely find he's worth running, and he's also a super poly target as well too. You can also pitch any Destiny hero, pitch any card from your hand, and you get to pitch any Destiny hero in your graveyard, and you get to boost your Destiny heroes on the field, so you can hopefully go for OTKs, or even you could even boost Dystopia with that as well too if you have like a weird awkward board. So definitely still worth running, I find. One Adoration. You could use this. I usually use this to like anti-brick, but you can also use him to like go for a game with Super Poly or something crazy like that. So, And then you could also use his underclock ability to target and then target one of your heroes and just kind of like bring their attacks down. So definitely still a good card. He's a good utility card. One Wonder Driver. This card is actually pretty decent. Like if you can like pretty much recur your mass change or even your fusion destiny. There's combos like this, like a 3-card combo, where you just normal Solid Soldier, special Shadow Mist, and then if you have Fusion Destiny, you could link into this, and then Fusion Destiny underneath this. You pretty much get your Destiny hero monster that you have, and then you could also get your Fusion Destiny and set it for your next turn. So again, like it just builds advantage. He's like a really good utility card, I find. He'll be better once we get 3 malicious, but for now, I think like he's still worth running like either in that situation, that 3-card combo, or like mid to late game or something. So 1 Dread Decimator. This card's pretty good because it's good for bumping up Dystopia and also making your hero stronger, so you can hopefully go for game. You can also does piercing as well too, but it comes up every now and then. He's a good one-up, I find. 1 Starving Fusion Vending Fusion Dragon because you play a lot of darks. A lot of people in the meta they play darks with Orcus or Thunder Dragons, so this card's like pretty good for breaking those boards. So definitely worth running. 1 Unicorn. 1 Phoenix. So you use the Unicorn for the bounce. You could bounce any card on the field. And this card's good for back row as well, too. So these are just utility cards. And then you usually use them to get into this so you can hopefully out like Sky Strikers and stuff. Because this card is a pretty good link for, I find. And like easy if you make it with Phoenix and like Wonder Driver or Cross Crusade or any other 2 linkers or something. So definitely really good. I find he's like one of the best link boards right now, actually. He's really hard to out, except if you have Borrow Load or something, or like a weird kind of hand. Anyways, that was my actual hero deck as of now. So I don't want to go too much in the side deck because like ban list is happening anytime soon and things are gonna change a lot. So right now it just has a lot of your Twin Twisters, Red reboots, and like your some super poly targets, but like again, like that might change in the next couple of weeks, so we'll have to see how that goes. Anyways, I'm probably gonna have a combo video out soon to show you some of the crazy nutty things you can do with Vision Hero Ferris. But anyways, that was my deck profile. Hope you guys liked it, and tune in next time. Take care, guys.